why people are where they are today is because of their subconscious behavior. You look at all the programming, like people think that laziness or not doing your task or not picking up a book or not exercising is 100% their fault. No, there's something called conditioning.
Yes.
Right? There's something called conditioning, and people have been conditioned to lose. And it's from that conditioning that you must kind of unlock yourself to then recondition your mind. Because if you don't program yourself, somebody will program you. So I think it's important to know why you do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why, like, okay, you're going to make money. Why? Why are you making money? Like, why are you here? Or are you just a drone? Everybody's out here calling everybody else a bot, but they don't look at themselves in the mirror.
So true.
Like, it's so easy to call somebody else a bot and not look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, that was pretty body, dude. Nobody does that. Nobody holds themselves to the same standard that they want to hold other people to. So that's kind of how I've been operating is I treat myself with a lot of respect and grace. And the world is a spiritual place. How you are interacting right now with reality is based off of how your brain is processing reality. But that doesn't mean that that's what reality is. Maybe you're limited by your senses, right? So you need to be able to see things with spiritual eyes to be able to understand how the world really works. And that's the journey that a lot of people may not understand. So when they hear me say certain things, they may feel like it's a whole bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole bunch of nothing to a person that cannot see.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the journey. If you don't understand something, don't be like, well, this is nothing. Ask yourself, what does this mean? What is this? Why is this dude spending time trying to convey? Do you think I'm here wasting my time? No, I'm trying to convey something. So stop, listen, don't scroll to the next thing. Like meditate.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to meditate? To dwell upon. What are you dwelling upon? People are out here with the phones, the music, the bullshit. You're living in so much static that you don't allow your brain to process any information. It's just like dopamine hits 24/7. So people are fried in the head, and the ones that understand how to manage their ability to receive information are the ones that move up in life, because only the educated are free, not the hardworking. So able to be perspicacious, which is the ability to perceive that which cannot be seen with the common eye. When you look at the penthouse, somebody lives there, right? Somebody paid for that.
Yeah.
What do they know that I don't know that allowed them to be there and not me? That is the question. It's not, oh, I need to work hard. No, it's maybe I knock on that guy's door. Has that ever occurred to you to literally go into a coffee shop full of millionaires and start making friends? How many millionaires are in your circle? If you're poor and you're hanging out with poor people, what do you expect is going to take place? So I think the first thing that I went through was the journey of processing the information that we're getting from the world around us.
Mm-hmm.
People don't stop and look. People don't stop and pay attention, dude. People like,
and it's everywhere.
Hold up. What is going on? What is happening around me? What is happening in front of me? And based off of that, and being able to see it from multiple perspectives, multiple opinions, you form a worldview as to how things are working. And the problem is most people have pessimistic worldviews because they have narrow perspectives. So they can only see the world through a vacuum.
They're small town. They're friends.
Lack of information.
Yes.
Only the educated are free. So what is my journey? My journey is the journey of self-education.
Mm-hmm.
So why? Because the more that I know, the more that I can see. The more that I can see, the better perspective I can have. The better perspective I can have, the better outcome and decision making I can have in positioning for my life. So if I understand that I can obtain freedom and that I can obtain wealth and I can obtain success, it's not merely an illusion. It is an understanding based off of what the world around me has shown me that it is possible, right? So it's merely a game of probabilities. So what do I need to do is increase my probabilities by knowing how the game is played. You play Monopoly. I win every time I play Monopoly. Why? Because I went on YouTube and I watched the videos. What are the lands that I should buy with highest possible return to win the game? Which land should I stay away from? Which, like, literally, you can build a strategy. In the same way, there's formulas in success to building a strategy in life. And if you don't think so, it's not that they're not there. It's that you do not have the wherewithal or the mental capacity or the right information to see it. But it doesn't mean that it's not real. And once you have the humility to perceive that and have a student's mind, you'll be able to see the way in all things.
I love it. You're spitting right now already. This is
Also the process of survival, right? So
Okay.
you go from like surviving to living to thriving.
yep.
So most people, what they don't do is they don't turn off their survival mentality once they go to being well. And once they go from being well, they become comfortable, but they still have the habits of a person that is like in dire situation. Why? What do I mean by that? They're always looking at the fast money. They're always looking at the quick money. They're always looking at the quick bag, right? Because they're still thinking in scarcity mindset, in the same mindset that they needed to get out of in order to get to the next level. It was the essential one, right, in order to survive, but it's not the necessary one in order to thrive. So I need to figure out what are the skill sets that I need to learn that are going to allow me to be intuitive and become rich. So how do you become intuitive and rich? Investing patterns, like understanding how to invest. Like it's a skill that you can learn and a skill that you can develop. It's not luck. Like there's dudes out there that understand how to make fucking money. The banks, they're literally just investment firms. They take your fucking money and they invest it on your behalf. And you dumb fucks, you put your money in there thinking that your money's sitting in there. All it is a number on a screen. Your money's out there being used and
I've seen
deployed. All of those are dudes that use their head. People that think.
Yeah.
Finance is the language of the elite. Okay? Finance is the language of the elite. Back in the day, the church would block people's access from God. Why? They wouldn't let people speak in Latin. So therefore, they couldn't read the Bible. So what would happen? They would have to go through the middleman. Today, you want a middleman? Perfect. Here's your banker because you don't know finance. You don't know law? Perfect. Here's your middleman. Here's your lawyer. The fuck is that? Another person representing you because you can't hold, because you do not understand how the world works. So I realized that if I wanted to get to the next level, I needed to get educated. So on my spare time after the hustle, back commuting, podcast, reading. I was addicted to getting fucking mentally strong. And not just physically strong, not just hustling, but mentally strong. Because the Bible says it, as a man thinketh, so is he. You make $1 million, guys, by doing the right thing every fucking day. You do the right thing. Go sit down with a millionaire every single week. You can't figure out how you can provide a little bit of value, how you can be of service. Open up your eyes. Like the opportunity is out there for everybody, but only the few people that understand that they need to use this are going to be the ones that make it. There's the working class. It's the people that work. And there's the ruling class, the people that rule. Do you think the ruling class works? People don't want to be patient. People want microwave results. And that's the type of food you're going to get. Nobody wants to wait for the Michelin star.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sit down and let the chef cook. The result is also known as the output. In computing, you cannot control in every sort of facet. You can understand it. There's a high likelihood of probability. You cannot control the output. What can you control? The input, right? So if you can control the input, the principle of sowing and reaping, right? You just plant the seeds, you understand that by natural law, the outcome will yield itself, right? So if you go to the gym and you exercise every single day and you eat extremely healthy and clean, you understand that you will develop a certain physique. You're not saying, oh, I hope I'm going to get this physique. You know that if you do this, this result is guaranteed. What it looks like, what your physique looks like, how many abs actually show, all that is the output. You can't control it, but you can get healthy, right? So people, instead of focusing on the input, which is what they control, they focus on the output. How can I make $1 million? No, motherfucker. How can you today pick up a damn book that teaches you what the history of money is? This thing that you're pursuing, you don't even know what it is. You're just chasing it like every other motherfucker chases it. People chase shit that I'm just focused on becoming the best version of myself. Like, what's next for me? How do I wake up and make sure I'm more flexible in the morning? Like, what does this definition mean? I literally spend time looking at definitions of understanding what the fuck do I say? What I'm saying, what does it mean? When I use the word understand, what does the word understand mean? And you begin to understand the things that you say, the power of the words that you hold, how people use words to manipulate you and trick you, right? So when they tell you that this is the land of the free and home of the brave, what does that even mean? What does it mean? What does it mean to pledge allegiance to a flag?
It's a good
I
question.
pledge allegiance to God. You see, so these are the things that people begin to say, and they don't question why they say what they say, or they don't even understand what they're saying. So as words are a physical manifestation through sound of the spiritual. And that's why it's extremely important to be careful with what
Yes.
you say and how you say it, because you are materializing that thought. And even in what you can do is, even if the thought is negative, you can materialize it in a positive way. And that's your ability to become an alchemist of reality. An alchemist is somebody that basically has the ability to morph elements. So you become an alchemist of reality by taking a negative thought and manifesting it in a positive way. Like you look at yourself and you're like, damn, I look fat. And you're like, I look good today, but I could look better, so I'm going to go exercise. And what you've done is you've manifested in a positive way a negative thought, therefore becoming a master of your mind.
Casting spell.
I think people need to start studying words, and I think it's going to be extremely important. I mean, even just looking at money, right? You look at money, you look at a bank, right? What is a bank? What is also a bank? A river
bank.
right? And what does the river bank do? It controls the flow. The flow of what? The
Water.
flow of the current, the currency, right? So if it's controlling the currency, it's also controlling the what? The flow. The flow of what? The cash flow. So what? Money moves like water. So if I understand where the water is going to go, I just have to position myself where the cash flow is going to be next, and I will get wet. Welcome to the big leagues, motherfuckers. The problems in your life were caused by the information that you have, and that you cannot solve the problems in your life with the information that gave you those problems in the first place. You need new information.
Yeah.
So if you have problems in your life, you have to stop. Like the problems are there because of the way that you think. Something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. So this is what I need to change. Pick up a damn book, bro. Go for a walk. Ask yourself, if you have a job, if you're working a 9 to 5, is this the best job that I currently could have based off of my potential? Yes or no? No. Can I get another job? Yes. Can I get a job that pays me 20% more? Yes. Then that's where you start. You don't have to go make a fucking $5 million this year. You can start today with something actionable, but you need to be able to utilize your head. And the problem is most people disdain and they hate education because they compare it to the indoctrination that they received when they were in school, thinking that they were being educated. The system told them that they were being educated, where in fact they were being indoctrinated. That's why they hate it. You know, when you usually get sick from like food poisoning, whatever it is that you ate right before that food poisoning, you usually hate that food. It's like icky.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with education. The reason education is gross to a lot of people and why it's so distasteful is because of what they've been told education was. But the science of self-learning is the first step to freedom.
There's a connotation associated.
100%, but it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not
Higher
real.
education.
How do you know?
intellectual-
How do you know that the history books are real, bro?
I got a book right there. It's just
Bro.
the falsification of history.
There you go. Because it's all bullshit. It's all a perspective of one dude or a couple dudes that most likely won whatever took place, covered up a ton of shit, and made themselves look good.
It's
Wouldn't you do the same?
like, how are they going to paint 2016, 2020, all this stuff? It's
Oh,
gonna
it's all
it's going to
covered
be
up.
completely different. It's already covered up.
Yeah, there you go. Past news. Bury one hatchet, bring another one, and backstab them again. Like, until people learn, it's going to keep happening. But when you understand the rules of the game and how history works, and the loops and cycles and the ebbs and flows of life, you can position yourself and be like, okay, I win. You know, the people that hate the system are the ones that aren't making money and aren't winning from the system. You know, the guys that love the system, the ones that understand it, run it, and are benefiting from it. So instead of complaining, understand that the game is going to be played whether you like it or not. And you better get your bag secured by understanding how the rules of the game works and how the game is played. And by that point, you're not going to be complaining and wasting your energy going on Twitter. Do you think your fucking tweet does anything? It's going to change. Instead of blaming the system, the exterior, everything is self-responsibility. Everything happens because of me. And once you start living that way, you start playing your cards a little bit differently. You start playing more intelligently. And ultimately, you understand that the outcome of your life is because you chose it to be that way, whether conscious or unconscious. I think it was Terrence McKenna, the guy that talked a lot about psychedelics and mushrooms back in the day.
Nope.
Don't quote me on him, but I think I heard it from him in one of his speeches. He says, Men will be guided by their subconscious mind their whole life and call it God. So what does that mean? That most people are guided by their subconscious mind and the programming that is taking place.
They're just fed bullshit.
Fed bullshit. And they will assume because it's in the back of their head that it's God talking to them and leading them. And it's like, if this was in God we trust, people's trust is on the fucking paper. It's right in front of you. It's like, it's literally right in front of you. The mockery is right in front of your face. It's hilarious. Trust your God right here. There you go. Trust me. The banks. They own every fucking corner. Here, look at it. You walk around Brickell, they own every corner.
Yeah.
Every corner. Do you think that's by chance? That's by design. Whoever provides value in the marketplace does not need to worry about what currency is in circulation. They will continue to make money. Where energy flows, attention goes. And where attention goes, energy flows. Right? So where's your attention? That attention will willingly or unwillingly deploy energy, life force. So are you going to be expending your life force focusing on somebody else's life, dreams, ambitions, problems? I don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing. How hard is it to understand? I don't watch people's stories on Instagram. I don't give a damn. I'm living my own reality. And people are out here worrying about what I do. Don't worry about what I do. Watch the podcast and go fucking level up. Go touch some grass. Go do a handstand. Go eat some organic oranges. Go drink some chlorophyll and some sparkling water or some spring water and go read a book. Stop being a depressed piece of shit. It's a choice. And if you don't think it's a choice, so be it. It's not a choice. And that's how you'll live your life, like an accident. But the people that want to make it out and they want to win at life, got to grab life by the fucking balls. So when you break down health, you have to break it down into physical, mental, spiritual, right? So you have those three health facets. Within that, you also have wealth, right? So what is wealth by definition? People think that wealth is money, but what money is not wealth? Wealth is abundance. So what does it mean to live an abundant lifestyle, right? So I have my health in check as a foundational plate for all of what I'm going to build on my life. So unless I have health, I don't have anything else. You can have a loving girl or a great relationship, a ton of money, but if you don't have health, you have nothing, right? Look at Steve Jobs. Dead in his 50s, right? He built $1 trillion company, but didn't have his health. Okay, and? So health, wealth, love, which is relational, personal, and mental, how you talk to yourself, how you talk to others, and then relationships that you hold. And then happiness. And I think happiness isn't this idea of being happy all the time, but it could be translated to purposeful living. And that's a living where you wake up in the morning and you're glad to be alive. And I often say the wealthiest man is the one that wakes up with the least pressure on his chest. The one that wakes up in the morning is like, it's a good day. What else do you want? Doesn't matter where that is. If you can actually say that with true, genuine, like honesty, with all the areas of your life checked, not being unhealthy in your bed, sick, and be like, it's a good day. No, it ain't a good day, right? It ain't a good day.